We've just become in the habit that you put it up there. And that's great for us as parents with our older kids, because we can look at it and say like, oh, hey, don't forget you have this dentist appointment on Friday. Do you have a ride there? Do you know how you're going to get there? So it's an easier way for us to kind of have those conversations. So having some sort of hub or some sort of system. There's a calendar, a digital calendar called Skylight that a lot of my clients like to use because it does just connect to your digital calendar, but it's a big screen that you put up in your house and it's color coded.
Okay.
So that can be really helpful. The next is to just be really understanding and figure out the communication style of your ADHDer. So some ADHDers, actually a lot of ADHDers have verbal processing disorder as well, which means you might say something like, hey, I need you to go get your book out of your room. And all they hear is book. They physically hear it, but their brain only processes the word book. So they might say something like what or huh, or what about a book? And you have to repeat yourself. And then you might have to repeat yourself again. And so that can get really frustrating. So if you know, okay, my kiddo has verbal processing challenges, you can pause, you can have them look you in the eye, and you could say, I need you to get your book out of your room. What do you need to go get out of your room? And have them say, oh, I need to get my book out of my room. So making that little adjustment, even though that sounds like, oh, I have to do that every time I ask them to do something, it actually in the long run is a lot less frustrating than repeating yourself. Or we have working memory issues. So you might say, even to your adult child, like, I need you to go to your car, get the cups out of your car, get that blanket out of your car, and come in and wash them and put the blanket in the washer. That's a lot of steps. They might only get to your car and get the cups. And then they might put the cups on the counter. And then you'll say, wait, where's the blanket? Wait, why aren't the cups washed? If you know that they have working memory challenges, just writing it down on a sticky note. If you're an ADHD family and you don't have sticky notes all over everywhere, you're doing it wrong. I always say, I wish I had invested in Post-its 30 years ago because my family goes through them so much. I'm so sorry, planet Earth. But I do that all the time. Just write it on a sticky and be like, here. So then my kid goes out to her car. She looks at oh, I need to get the cup. Oh, wait, what else do I need to do? And it's so much better than me going, where's the cups? Where's the blanket? Wait, I thought you were going to do that. And then me getting frustrated, me getting mad. So figuring out their communication. So a calendar system, a communication system, and then also something that I call flexible routines. So something else that happens in an ADHD brain is we tend to be defiant. So ADHDers used to be diagnosed often as also having oppositional defiant disorder. But now we know it's a very rigid thinking, much like kids with autism. And so it can be really hard if you give a kid with ADHD a really strict routine. Like at 7:15, you have to do this. At 7:25, you have to do this. And that's kind of counterproductive because we're like, no, they need to have that. So instead, I think we have what I call must do and may do menus. So you can even do this if your kid doesn't live with you, right? So every day, what are the things you must do? I must brush my teeth. I must eat breakfast. I must take my medicine. I must get dressed. Then what can you do?